Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into the intersection of SAP and Amazon Bedrock, moving right from theoretical AI hype into practical, enterprise-grade applications. We're actually going to be leaning heavily into the framework mapped out in Chapter 7, specifically pages 375 through 406, which is all about how the AI journey gets started. Our goal here is to understand exactly how this technology is fundamentally rewiring the modern business landscape.
Here's how we're going to break it down today. 1. 4 dimensions of value. 2. Empowering the modern workforce. 3. Inside SAP Business AI. 4. Charting your AI journey. And finally, number 5, moving beyond basic productivity. All right, starting right off with section 1, 4 dimensions of value, the pillars of AI.
Look, we all know generative AI isn't just a trendy buzzword anymore. It's a fundamental shift in how we actually interact with information and applications. For years, there has been this massive amount of untapped business value just sitting there within the SAP ecosystems that companies already use every single day. And the main culprit? Data silos. We just haven't had advanced language models capable of understanding and connecting complex business logic across different departments. Well, generative AI finally bridges that gap. This technology really drives value across 4 distinct dimensions. First up, new experiences. We're talking about creating conversational interfaces where your team and your customers interact with systems totally naturally, just using everyday language. Second is productivity. Automating those tedious, mind-numbing, repetitive tasks that just eat up your entire day. Third is insights. By using AI to digest vast amounts of SAP documentation and historical data, your systems can suddenly provide highly contextual, step-by-step instructions for really complex workflows. And finally, creativity. Teams can now solve intricate supply chain or finance problems in a much more fluid, conversational way. It's honestly a complete paradigm shift. Moving right along to section 2, empowering the modern workforce, a day in the life. Let's be real for a second. Technology is ultimately only as good as the people it empowers. So let's zoom in and explore how all this actually changes the daily grind for specific roles within an enterprise. Let's start with the finance manager. Historically, this role has kind of been bogged down as a manual data cruncher, right? But AI elevates them into a true strategic advisor. Imagine being a finance manager who can query both structured and unstructured data seamlessly. If you need instant order to cash or procure to pay insights, the AI handles the heavy lifting and retrieves that data instantly. Plus, it brings in AI-powered dashboard authoring. Instead of spending literally hours building out reports, you can visualize complex financial data on the fly and get a holistic view of business operations at any given second. Now, what about the accounts payable manager? This is a role that's pretty famous for dealing with a huge volume of repetitive tasks and manual data entry. By automating those mundane tasks like manual invoice processing and data validation, this manager is suddenly freed up. They can take all that valuable human energy and redirect it toward things that actually matter, like strategic vendor management, building relationships, and handling those complex, weird exceptions that genuinely require human judgment. It's all about letting the machine do the robotic work so the human can focus on strategic outcomes. And we absolutely can't forget the architects of this new ecosystem, the SAP developers. Now, AI is not replacing them. Actually, scratch that, it's more like giving them a supercharger to build enterprise-grade architecture so much faster. These technical experts can now utilize specific AI patterns, like the JRA pattern, for example, which acts as a secure architectural blueprint connecting AI models directly to SAP business logic. This lets them adapt business process extensions incredibly fast. And crucially, AI helps them do all of this while maintaining SAP's clean core approach. If you're familiar, a clean core just means you're customizing your SAP system without touching the original base code. That way, when future system upgrades happen, they roll out smoothly without breaking all your custom features. Which brings us to section 3, inside SAP Business AI, the enterprise ecosystem. SAP Business AI integrates with just incredible breadth across multiple domains. Whether you're managing complex global supply chains, handling super sensitive HR data, or overseeing IT and platforms, AI is being natively embedded into your core processes. It operates seamlessly across sourcing, procurement, ERP, finance. The intelligence isn't just isolated in a corner. It's an ecosystem-wide upgrade. Okay, section 4, charting your AI journey, strategic roadmap tools. So how do you actually roll this out? Well, organizations can lean on the SAP interactive value journey. Think of this as your central playbook of real-world use cases, almost arranged like a playlist. For instance, it outlines exactly how to handle bank statement items processing with AI in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. It essentially helps you unlock AI's true potential by demonstrating step by step how the tech solves highly specific, real world business challenges.
Plus, you don't have to guess what's coming down the pipeline next. The SAP Roadmap Explorer acts as this interactive tool where you can just search by a keyword, like generative AI, and immediately view future rollouts. You can customize the roadmap to fit your specific business needs, which gives you incredible visibility into exactly when certain features will drop. Whether that's the rollout of the Joule copilot, advanced predictive planning, or new automated HR onboarding flows, it's all mapped out for you. Finally, Section 5, moving beyond basic productivity, the strategic horizon. Generative AI isn't just theoretical anymore. Real companies are seeing massive real-world ROI right now. For example, in a global manufacturing context, by applying AWS machine learning to SAP setups to automate invoice processing, they've demonstrated tangible results. We're talking $500,000 in operational cost savings. And it goes way beyond just cutting costs. It actively enhances vendor delight because it guarantees prompt payments and totally streamlines daily operations. So we get the value. We've seen the tools, and we understand the financial impact. But how do we actually architect this integration under the hood to redefine customer satisfaction on the ground? It's brilliant, really. By combining AWS AI, specifically tools like Amazon Lex and Amazon Bedrock hosting the Anthropic Cloud model, with SAP S/4HANA, businesses can retrieve real-time data to create highly tailored chatbots. When a customer interacts with the app, AWS Lambda triggers the logic, and LangChain steps in. LangChain basically acts as an orchestration bridge, allowing the language model to understand the user's prompt and actively fetch the exact required data directly from SAP. This delivers customized resolutions instantly. It drastically boosts customer loyalty because they're getting accurate, personalized help without ever waiting on hold.
As we've seen throughout this explainer, the combination of generative AI, SAP, and Amazon Bedrock is no longer just some distant future roadmap. It is an immediate, actionable, competitive advantage. The enterprise architecture is ready today, and the return on investment is proven. So if your competitors are already deploying these models as we speak, the only real question left is, when will your journey begin?